Now, your Weather Authority forecast from meteorologist Hannah Gard.
Welcome back. It is 12:29 and we are tracking the rapid warm-up that is happening as we go into the rest of this week. It's going to bring a much different feel from the Arctic blast that we had to start the week. We are going to see increasing humidity, which will bring around the fog potential again, especially because we've kind of cooled those waters down from that Arctic blast. But right now, we're seeing temperatures 15 to 20 degrees warmer than just 24 hours ago. We are in the 70s for most of us. Gulfport 68, and you can see why. We have a southerly southwesterly flow across most of the area. So we're warming up, same with Texas. You're seeing even 56 up in Omaha after freezing temperatures there. The only area that's still pretty cold is up in the northeast. So we're going to continue to see this mild pattern. We have high pressure to our east on the surface, so we'll have pretty calm winds that could allow for some fog formation. And then by the weekend, we'll see a stronger southerly flow returning that will really kick in the humidity. And it'll start to feel a little bit muggy by, I think, Saturday, Sunday. You'll notice it's a little bit more than that fall-like humidity here, where we just have a little hint of the moisture. But even with a slight increase in moisture, because our temperatures in the morning are still going to cool to the 50s and that water temperature is cooler now, we might have to watch for not only radiation fog but sea fog. And tomorrow morning, the modeling showing some patchy dense fog of less than quarter-mile visibility. So just keep it slow on the roadways in the morning. If you run into one of those banks of fog, got to use the low beams. If we do see widespread dense fog, maybe use an alternate route, but we'll continue to track that for you over the next couple of mornings. Our highs, 74 today, 76 Thursday, Friday, 78 Saturday, and then we are back up to 80 degrees on Sunday. Our average is in the low 70s now, so we're running pretty far above normal, and that's because of upper level high pressure that's going to be moving over us. High pressure means warm, dry conditions at the surface. What we see next week is some lows starting to come by, and because we have that high position to our southeast, we'll be in that split in the atmosphere where we could see some rain and storm potential. Much of it might be north of us. It's going to be kind of dicey as we watch into next week. We'll just pinpoint where we could maybe see some storms, but there's also a chance that we miss out on most of the rain. Regardless of those storms, it looks like we're going to continue to stay anomalously warm all the way into late November. Now, this is before Thanksgiving. Not sure if we'll even see a cool down for the holiday, but we'll keep tracking that. It looks like we'll be running pretty warm in that week leading up to Thanksgiving. Starting it off today, 74, that's going to be much warmer than the 50s that we saw the past 2 days. But in the evening, if you want to take a stroll or you're trying to run, it's going to feel pretty nice. We'll fall into the 60s and then we'll get to the 50s in the morning hours. And maybe head out there tonight because you could try to get those northern lights again. This is a shot from the Kenner Lakefront from Joshua yesterday. Absolutely beautiful. You can kind of see those pillars there even with this shot. You definitely need a long exposure camera, but you could catch a glimpse of them again today. A geomagnetic storm is what causes the aurora borealis. This is a disturbance in the Earth's magnetosphere caused by changes in energy from the solar wind, and that happens when you get a solar flare. Shoots off energy from the sun. Some of that can make it to the Earth, and it supercharges those particles as it's hitting all of the atoms and molecules in our upper atmosphere. Then once they rest, it emits light, and that's how you get the northern lights. When you have a G4 severe storm, which is what happened yesterday, you can see widespread impacts from that and then those southern auroras. So it pushes them farther toward the equator and makes them more bright. You can also see power grid issues and communications issues as well. So maybe tonight we see it. The problem is it's peaking at that highest intensity right now in the afternoon while the sun is up. Will we keep that energy into the evening? That is the question, but you can try to head out there and see it. This is the forecast that they put out for visibility with the naked eye. Obviously, this is way farther to the north than us, but with a camera, sometimes you can see it farther to the south. So maybe head out there after sunset today, try to take a picture toward the north near the horizon with that long exposure, and you might get a shot of the northern lights, which we have been treated to multiple times in the last year or so, Kelsey. Really interesting, but that's because the sun is at what's called solar maximum. So it has the most activity happening. It started last year, and typically it lasts around a year or so. So you'll see more solar flare activity.
Now, I know you mentioned it could also cause issues with communication. Did we get any reports of that yesterday, overnight, or this morning?
There were definitely high frequency radio issues when the flare happened, which was yesterday. So, I mean, it was at 4 a.m., so you might not have noticed yesterday, our time. But yeah, while it's going on, you can see radio issues, and then once it's called a coronal mass ejection, which is basically the particles get to us, that's when you can see GPS issues and power grid problems. So it'll be something that you can continue to watch over maybe this evening, and then we'll start to see that solar storm coming to an end. So it looks like the last chance is really tonight.
So beautiful, but it can cause problems at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
Hannah, thanks so much.